Shabbat Shalom. Father Yahuwah, we're going to turn the camera so that you can see me on my knees, because I'm not only as tall as those chairs. Praise be to the Most High Elohim. Father Yahuwah, let your spirit guide me in that I speak what you give me to speak and do what you do me to do, what you have me to do. And I lead the people to your green pastures and still waters. Oh, Yahuwah, help me be the man that you want me to be, and help me help people to be the men and women that you want them to be. Father Yahuwah, I know that you are righteous and right ruling, and let's use these Psalms to show people how righteous and right ruling. In Yeshua's name, all that they need to know, let them know. With eyes to see and ears to hear, and open their heart. Clean their heart. In Yeshua's name, amen. See, now I'm full height. I'm full size. I'm a real boy. Oh. This thread here, I think this thread is getting a little bit cookered. And it's not an old tripod, so. Full mason jar with water today on account of we are thirsty. Haven't had much water today. I got the iPhone plugged into the OtterBox, and I have a reason to be up until 4 o'clock in the morning today because I got to take my boy to the airport. You know, we're jet setters around here. I'm a driver. I don't go anywhere that I can't drive. Drove to Canada. But that's not really impressive because I'm like 5 hours to the border. Met some Venezuelans today. I asked them about how they about their journey here. They only speak Spanish, so it's kind of difficult, but they were telling me about how they walked from Venezuela through Colombia, through Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico, and then met family in Texas and got together with the family. And now they're here. I'm gonna find a beat like that when we start singing. Psalm 26. Rule me rightly, O Yahuwah, for I have walked in my integrity, and I have trusted in Yahuwah without wavering. Examine me, O Yahuwah, and prove me. Try my kidneys and my heart, for your loving commitment is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. I have not sat with men of falsehood, nor do I enter with pretenders. I have hated the assembly of evildoers, and I do not sit with the wrong. I wash my hands in innocence, and I walk around your slaughter place, O Yahuwah, and I do not sit with the wrong. I wash my hands in innocence, and I walk around your slaughter place, O Yahuwah, to raise a voice of thanksgiving, and to declare all your wonders. Yahuwah, I have loved the abode of your house, and the dwelling place of your esteem. Do not gather my being together with sinners, nor my life with bloodthirsty men, in whose hands is a plot, and their right hand is filled with bribes. But as for me, I walk in my integrity. Redeem me and show me favor. My foot shall stand on a level place in the assemblies. I bless Yahuwah. Boy, we were talking about the assemblies earlier. Earlier in Psalms. Or was it in Acts? think it was in Psalms. I'm honestly thinking that it's going to be time for me to take a day break from all this, because I am getting slightly cooked. There we go. Psalm 22. In the midst of the assembly, I praise you. The assembly is generally, it's whatever assembly. Definitely not the assembly of wrongdoers. That's not where you want to be found. Rule me rightly, O Yahweh, for I have walked in my integrity. Integrity. This reminds me of Ezekiel 18. (24:17) Do not twist the right ruling of a sojourner or of the fatherless, nor take the garment of any widow, of a widow. All right. Where are we looking here? Ruling rightly is the prospect of proper treatment. And so, where's my other phone? What I'm looking for here is what it is. I guess we could Deuteronomy 28. And it shall be, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to guard to do all his commands which I command you today, that Yahweh your Elohim shall set you high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you if you obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim. Blessed are you in the city, and blessed are you in the field. Blessed is the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your livestock, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Blessed is your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed are you when you come in, and blessed are you when you go out. Yahweh causes your enemies who rise against you to be smitten before your face. They come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Yahweh commands the blessing on you in your storehouses, and in all to which you set your hand, and shall bless you in the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. Yahweh does establish you as a set-apart people to himself, as he has sworn to you, if you guard the commands of Yahweh your Elohim and walk in his ways. And all the peoples of the earth shall see that the name of Yahweh is called upon you, and they shall be afraid of you. And Yahweh shall make you to have plenty of what is good, in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your ground, and in the land of which Yahweh swore to your fathers to give you. Yahweh opens to give you his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend many nations, but you do not borrow. You shall lend to many nations, but you do not borrow. And Yahweh shall make you the head and not the tail. And you shall be only on top and not be beneath, if you obey the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, which I command you today to guard and do. And do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, right or left, to go after other mighty ones and serve them. want to draw a parallel here to a very specific, very well-known speech from this book. Matthew 5. But when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his taught ones came to him. And having opened his mouth, he was teaching them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Blessed are those who mourn, because they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, because they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, because they shall be filled. Blessed are the compassionate, because they shall obtain compassion. Blessed are the clean in heart, because they shall see Elohim. Blessed are the peacemakers, because they shall be called sons of Elohim. Blessed are those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Blessed are you when they reproach and persecute you, and falsely say every wicked word against you for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, because your reward in the heavens is great. For in this way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt becomes tasteless, how shall it be seasoned? For it is no longer of any use, but to be thrown out and to be trodden down by men. You are the light of the world. It is impossible for a city to be hidden on a mountain. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand. It shines to all those in the house. Let your light so shine before men, so that they see your good works and praise your Father who is in the heavens. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. For truly I say to you, till the heaven and the earth pass away, one yod or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah, till all be done. Whoever then breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign of the heavens, but whoever does and teaches them shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. For I say to you that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the reign of heaven, of the heavens. You heard it was said of those of old, to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that whoever is wroth with his brother without a cause shall be liable to judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Raca, shall be liable to the Sanhedrin, but whoever says, you fool, shall be liable to the fire of Gehenna. If then you bring your gift to the slaughter place, and remember that your brother holds whatever against you, leave your gifts there before the slaughter place, and go. First make peace with your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Be well-minded with your opponent promptly while you are on the way with him, lest your opponent deliver you to the judge, and the judge to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Okay. So, in Deuteronomy 28, before YHWH, before Moses dies, Moses is given this speech. We get Deuteronomy 28, where he says, Blessed, 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 blessed. Blessed are you in the field. Blessed are you in the city. Blessed is your livestock. Blessed is your... Blessed is the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your livestock, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Blessed is your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed are you when you come in, and blessed are you when you go out, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim. But when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his taught ones came to him, and having opened his mouth, he was teaching them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, because theirs is the reign in the heavens. Blessed are those who mourn, because they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, because they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger for thirst for righteousness, because they shall be filled. Blessed are the compassionate, because they shall obtain compassion. Blessed are the clean in heart, because they shall see Elohim. Blessed are the peacemakers, because they shall be called sons of Elohim. Blessed are those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the reign in the heavens. Blessed are you when they reproach and persecute you, and falsely say every wicked word against you for my sake. Yeshua is the Word made flesh. And so if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim to do all his commands which I command you today, that Yahweh your Elohim shall set you high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you if you obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim. These are the heart conditions. Poor in spirit. That's a lowercase spirit. We want to have the spirit of set apartness. Those who mourn. The love for your brother. The meek. The humble. The one who does not lash out. Those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Doing right ruling, executing right ruling. Blessed are the compassionate. When you come across your neighbor's ox, the ox of your enemy, Exodus 23:4. When you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall certainly return it to him. When you see the donkey of him who hates you lying under its burden, you shall refrain from leaving it to him. You shall certainly help him. Do not turn aside the right ruling of your poor in his strife. So, what we're seeing here is the blessed are the clean in heart. Leviticus 26:41. But if they confess their crookedness and the crookedness of their fathers with their trespass in which they trespassed against me, and that they also have walked contrary to me, and that I also have walked contrary to them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if their uncircumcised heart is then humbled, and they accept the punishment of their crookednesses, then I shall remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Yitzchak, and also remember my covenant with Abraham, and remember the land. The clean of heart are those who repent for their sins. They ask for forgiveness. Because lovingly committed is Elohim. Exodus 34:6. And Yahuwah passed before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, an El compassionate and showing favor, patient and great in loving commitment and truth, watching over loving commitment for thousands, forgiving crookedness and transgression and sin, but by no means leaving unpunished, visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. Blessed are the peacemakers. And I have trusted in Yahuwah without wavering. Examine me, O Yahuwah, and prove me. Try my kidneys and my heart. Clean of heart. Blessed are those clean of heart, for your loving commitment is before my eyes. and I have walked in your truth. The Spirit of truth. John 12-ish. I have not sat with men of falsehood, nor do I enter with pretenders. I have hated the assembly of evildoers. John 14:17-16. And I shall ask the Father, and he shall give you another helper to stay with you forever, the Spirit of the truth, whom the world is unable to receive because it does not see him or know him. But you know him, for he stays with you and shall be in you. I shall not leave you orphans, I am coming to you. Yet a little while, and the world no longer sees me, but you shall see me, because I live, and you shall live. In that day you shall know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. He who possesses my commands and guards them, it is he who loves me, and he who loves me shall be loved by my Father, and I shall love him and manifest myself to him. I wash my hands in innocence. Psalm 24:4. He who has innocent hands and a clean heart, who did not bring his life to naught and did not swear deceivingly, he receives a blessing from Yahweh and righteousness from the Elohim of his deliverance. Who does go up into the set-apart mountain, and who does stand in his set-apart place? He who has innocent hands and a clean heart. I wash my hands in innocence. And I walk around your slaughter place, O Yahuwah, to raise a voice of thanksgiving, and to declare all your wonders. Yahuwah, I have loved the abode of your house. Raise a voice of thanksgiving. You see all throughout this, I sing praise to Yahuwah. I sing praise to Yahuwah. Psalm 13:6, I sing to Yahuwah. Psalm 7:17, I give thanks to Yahuwah according to his righteousness and praise the name of the name of Yahuwah Most High. Psalm 9:14, so that I declare all your praise. Psalm 18:49, therefore I give thanks to you, O Yahuwah, among nations, and I sing praise to your name, making great the deliverance of his sovereign, and showing loving commitment to his anointed, to Dawid and his seed forever. That loving commitment. Roll me rightly. I raise a voice of thanksgiving, and to declare all your wonders. Yahuwah, I have loved the abode of your house, and the dwelling place of your esteem. I don't know that this is his set apart Hakal. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't think that this is actually his. Maybe it is. Just trying to look at the punctuation. It does appear so I do believe I love the abode of your house. I do believe this is the house that you've given me as far as the perspective of Dawid, because he's in Chronicles, we have every house capitalized in reference, and it even says the house, so I'm assuming that this is the dwelling place that Dawid has been given by Elohim. As in, I've taken care of it, what you've given me, and I have loved the abode of your house and the dwelling place of your esteem. So definitely two separate places, because we've got the contrast right there. So I take care of the house that you've given me, and then I also have been able to take care of the house, your house, the dwelling place of your esteem. He who can be trusted with little can be trusted with much. That's later in the book. But it is necessary for you to be able to steward, like if you want, I don't know, if you want 2 houses, you got to be a good steward of one, like you're not gonna generally get multiple houses and not be able to take care of them. Even like you go into business wanting 2,000 businesses, and then you forget that you've got the one right before you to be the perfect steward of. So, love what he gives you. And cherish it. And then he'll give you more. You've got to act on the virtues that Messiah gives us in the Sermon on the Mount. Do not gather my being together with sinners, nor my life with bloodthirsty men, in whose hand is a plot, and their right hand is filled with bribes. Yeah, not gather my being together with sinners. You're the company that you keep. Where was it? The light. Oh, Matthew 6. Job 24:14. The murderer rises at daylight. He kills the poor and needy, and in the night he is as a thief. And the eye of the adulterer watches for dusk, saying, no eye sees me. And he puts a concealment on the face. In the dark he has broken into houses. By day they shut themselves up. They have not known light. For all of them, morning is the same as the shadow of death, when he discerns the extreme fears of the shadow of death. He is swift on the face of the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He does not turn into the way of the vineyards. He does not turn into the way of vineyards. Drought and heat snatches away snow water. Sheol, those who have sinned. And so what's going on here is that if, these people don't come out into the light, you know what I mean? These people, these bad people, these sinners, these murderers, adulterers, thieves, these are all heavy sins, right? And so they're not going to be found in the light. And so if you're hanging out with them, you're probably not going to be found in the light either. That's why if you want to meet good people, you have to be in good places. You don't want to be at, you're not going to meet a good woman at the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe, but not likely. And what are you doing at the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning? Probably the same thing she's doing. Searching for Elohim and not finding. And I spent many days doing that. There was a time in my life where I was at the bar quite regularly. Not as much as some of my friends, but at least twice a week. Every weekend. And what I was looking for just wasn't in there because love wasn't there. That true respect and responsibility for another. There were a lot of people, but there was no love. There was no love in any of that building. And people will still go and search for it there. And maybe you have more love at a local bar where you go and you sit at the bar and you hang out, but with people, the bartender, her kids' names, she knows your kids' names. There's that guy that comes in on Thursdays and the girl that comes in on Fridays, and you're like a big family there, but you still have that center of intoxication, and I said of my father recently, I want to get back to having our, we used to smoke together. And so I want to get back to having our special bonding time of smoking, but I would much rather him go to church with me, right? And so I'm kind of stuck there because it's like that is, that's one of the things that we do together. We enjoy doing together. It opens a door for conversation, kind of private. He's got like a clubhouse type deal. And, so it's a little bit more hang out private, but it's like, that's what we, that's one of the things that we did together. And, I also don't want that to be the indoctrination of conversation. You know what I mean? There's a specialty when you are able to just Come together over the Spirit, where there doesn't need to be any additional elements, not food, not coffee, not, cigarettes, not weed, not alcohol, where you can just come together over the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. And it's tough, it is real tough, because even so, like George Janko said, well, we could be out riding bikes instead of smoking. You could be out riding bikes. If you wanted to ride bikes, you'd ride bikes, I want to say that riding bikes isn't fun. I like riding bikes, but riding bikes is not the same as sitting and, sharing a joint. It's just not, and especially for somebody who grew up with that, like there's no... This is one of the toughest things that I've had to reconcile about my relationship with God, is what He wants me to be, and how following my own heart is detrimental to me and my relationship with Him. Now, I'm growing into a place where I believe that my relationship with Him is the most important thing. I'm growing into a place where I believe my relationship with Him is the most important thing. If a thing in my life interferes with that, that's an issue. But the ability to listen to Him first and act in His accord does not discount me from having other activities in my life. And I look at, how does a junkie survive? How are there 60, 70, 80-year-old junkies around? And I don't think that all of them has as bad as a relationship with Yah as the external eye would assess. There is many people in this world who do not do good and righteous things, but their ability to sustain without responsibility is more similar to the ostrich who leaves the eggs. Not all men will be kings. Now, true followers of Messiah, yeah, you got an expectation. What is the expectation, though? Well, the expectation is that, if you're teaching kids, they're not gonna see you mid-class go out and smoke a doob. You're not gonna have vodka in your water bottles. If you YouTube teacher arrested drunk, find week after week after week, they're arresting teachers who are drinking. This is an incredible display of a lack of self-control, a lack of discipline, and dishonor being brought to your responsibility. Now, is that to say you should never drink in front of your kid? Your 17-year-old kid shouldn't know that you smoke weed. Where's the buck stop? Where is the line? Is your 17-year-old kid going to get into your weed stash? Where's the line? Where's the duty of responsibility? What is the example but the heart condition? That is how we be blessed. Obedience through the heart. But as for me, I walk in my integrity. Redeem me and show me favor. My foot shall stand on a level place. In the assemblies, I bless Yahuwah. When there are people around, I bless Yahuwah. My foot shall stand on a level place. I don't stumble. In the name of Yahuwah. Yahuwah is my light and my deliverance. Whom should I fear? Yahuwah is the refuge of my life. Whom should I dread? When evildoers come against me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they shall stumble and fall. Though an army encamps against me, my heart does not fear. Though battle comes up against me, even then I would be trusting. One matter I asked of Yahuwah, this I seek, to dwell in the house of Yahuwah all the days of my life, to see the pleasantness of Yahuwah and to inquire in his Hakal. For in the day of evil he hides me in his booth. In the concealment of his tent he conceals me. On a rock he raises me up, and now my head is lifted up above my enemies all around me. And I slaughter in his tent with slaughters of sounding. I sing, yes, I sing praises to Yahuwah. Hear, O Yahuwah, when I cry with my voice, and show me favor and answer me. To my heart you have said, seek my face. Your face, Yahuwah, I seek, but do not conceal your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in displeasure. You have been my help. Do not leave me nor forsake me. O Elohim of my deliverance, when my father and my mother have forsaken me, then Yahuwah does take me in. Teach me your way, O Yahuwah, and lead me in a smooth path because of my enemies. Do not give me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and they breathe out cruelty to me. What if I had not believed to see the goodness of Yahuwah in the land of the living? Wait on Yahuwah. Be strong and let him strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on Yahuwah. What a perfect tie-in to all my points about how, there were certain things that he needed me to stop doing. Wait, not right now. Some people have real heavy addictions and they do really bad things to feed those addictions. And, I have never been forsaking for my addiction. I wouldn't say that anything that I do in my life takes me away from my responsibility. Who was this? 620. So I would say that there are distractions. There is selfishness in these actions, right? Yahuwah is my light and my deliverance. Whom should I fear? Yahuwah is the refuge of my life. Whom should I dread? Yahuwah, let me focus. Yahweh is my light and my deliverance. The Torah is the command. The command is a lamp and the Torah is the light. How do we know Yahweh? How do we do what Yahweh wants us to do? We know the Torah. Whom should I fear? Yahweh is the refuge of my life. Psalm 7:1, Psalm 9:9. Whom should I dread? Matthew 10:28. And do not fear those who kill the body, but are unable to kill the being, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both being and body in Gehenna. When evildoers come against me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they shall stumble and fall. Though an army encamps against me, my heart does not fear. Though battle comes up against me, even though I would be trusting, one matter I asked of Yahweh, this I seek, to dwell in the house of Yahweh all the days of my life, to see the pleasantness of Yahweh and to inquire in his call. David never actually gets to do this. All his righteousness before Yahweh, he is a man of battle, and Yahweh does not allow him to build the temple. And is it 2 Chronicles 17? 1 Chronicles 17? No, it's 16. It's the beginning of 16. No, it's 17. Yeah. 1 Chronicles 17, where Dawid is given the prophecy that his son will build the house to Yahweh. And so we've got time frame here for when he writes this psalm. Probably about the time that he's praying and saying, hey, I want to build a house for you. And then the prophet comes and he says, you're not going to build a house for me. And he's not going to build a house for him. Guess I should have read it while I was there. First Chronicles 17:7. And now say this to my servant Dawid. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, I took you from the sheepfold, from following the sheep to be ruler over my people. And I have been with you wherever you have gone, and have cut off all your enemies from before you, and have made you a name like the name of great men who are on the earth. And I shall prepare a place for my people Israel, and plant them. And they shall dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Nor shall the sons of wickedness oppress them any more, as at the first. Since the time that I commanded rulers to be over my people, and I have humbled all your enemies, and I declared to you that Yahweh does build you a house. This is the house from Psalm 26, so we're actually live getting timeline here in these Psalms compared with Chronicles. Yahweh has built him a house. And it shall be, when your days are filled to go be with your fathers, that I shall raise up your seed after you, who is of your sons, and I shall establish his reign. He does build me a house, and I shall establish his throne forever. I am to be his father. I am to be his father, and he is to be my son. And my loving commitment I do not turn away from him, as I took it from him who was before you. And I shall establish him in my house and in my reign forever, and let his throne be established forever. And according to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak to David. And sovereign David came in and sat before Yahweh and said, Who am I, O Yahweh Elohim, and what is my house, that you have brought me this far? And this was a small matter in your eyes, O Elohim. You have spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come, and have looked upon me as though I were an exalted man, O Yahweh Elohim. What more could David add to your esteem, add to you for the esteem of your servant? For you know your servant, O Yahweh, for your servant's sake, and according to your own heart you have done all this greatness in making known all these great matters. O Yahweh, there is none like you, nor is there any Elohim besides you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And who is like your people, Yisrael, the one nation on the earth whom Elohim went to redeem for himself as a people, to make for yourself a great and awesome name, by driving out nations from before your people whom you redeemed from Mitzrayim. For you appointed your people Yisrael to be your own people forever, and you, Yahuwah, have become their Elohim. And now, O Yahuwah, the word which you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, let it stand fast forever, and do as you have said. So let it stand, and your name be great forever, saying, Yahuwah of hosts, Elohim of Yisrael, is Elohim to Yisrael, and let the house of your servant David be established before you. Let's get back in the spirit. Father Yahuwah, I'm sorry for not being the steward that you want me to be. I'm sorry for not being the man that you want me to be. Please give me the words to speak and convict my heart when to speak them, because otherwise I'm just going to fuck this up. I don't always see things that you want me to see, and sometimes I don't know how to prioritize. I generally don't know how to prioritize. And so I'm sorry. I love you, and I'm just trying to do right. In Yeshua name, amen. Okay. All right, let's keep going. One matter I asked of Yahuwah, this I seek, to dwell in the house of Yahuwah all the days of my life, to see the pleasantness of Yahuwah and to inquire in his call. For in the days of evil he hides me in his booth. In the concealment of his tent he conceals me. On a rock he raises me up. His tent, his booth, his dwelling. On a rock he raises me up. On the foundation. Matthew 7:24. Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and does them shall be like a wise man who built his house upon the rock. And when the rain came down and the floods came and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. And now my head is lifted up above all my enemies around me, above my enemies all around me. And I slaughter in his tent with slaughterings of sounding. I sing, yes, I sing praises to Yahweh. We talked about that in Psalm 26. Singing to Yahweh. Hear, O Yahweh, when I cry with my voice, and show me favor and answer me. To my heart you have said, seek my face, your face, Yahweh, I seek. Do not conceal your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in displeasure. You have been my help. Do not leave me nor forsake me. O Elohim of my deliverance. There's a weighing on my heart right now because in the first video, there was a call who I should have answered, but I didn't know who it was. So I kept reading the word thinking that I was being loyal to Yahweh, and I was failing Yahweh. So I'm sorry to the person whose call I missed, because I still don't know who it was, and to Yahweh publicly. When my father and my mother have forsaken me, then Yahweh does take me in. Teach me your way, O Yahweh, and lead me in a smooth path because of my enemies. Do not give me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and they breathe out cruelty to me. What if I had not believed to see the goodness of Yahweh in the land of the living? Wait on Yahweh, be strong, and let him strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on Yahweh. I cry to you, O Yahweh, my rock. Do not be deaf to me. For if you are silent to me, I shall be like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my prayers when I cry to you, when I lift up my hands toward your set-apart speaking place. Do not draw me away with the wrong and with the workers of wickedness, who speak peace to their neighbors, but evil is in their hearts. Give to them according to their deeds, and according to the evil of their practices. Give to them according to the work of their hands. Bring back them what they deserve, because they do not heed the works of Yahweh, nor the works of his hands. He throws them down and does not build them up. Blessed be Yahweh, because he has heard the voice of my prayers. Yahweh is my strength and my shield. My heart has trusted in him, and I have been helped. Therefore my heart exults, and with my song I thank him. Yahweh is the strength of his people. He is the stronghold of deliverance of his anointed. Save your people and bless your inheritance, and be their shepherd and bear them up forever. Again, we have the rock. Do not be deaf to me. For if you are silent to me, I shall be like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my prayer when I cry to you, when I lift up with my hands. Toward your set-apart speaking place. A lot of this is not so much referenceable as it is just conduct of how you're supposed to pray and cry out when you need him. Father Yahuwah, let me know who this was. Who speak peace to their neighbors, but evil is in their hearts. Give to them according to their deeds, and according to the evil of their practices. Give to them according to the work of their hands. Bring to them what they deserve, because they do not heed the works of Yahuwah, nor the works of his hands. He throws them down, and does not build them up. Blessed be Yahuwah, because he has heard the voice of my prayers. Yahuwah is my strength and my shield. My heart has trusted in him, and I have been helped. Therefore my heart exalts, and with my song I thank him. Yahuwah is the strength of his people, and he is the stronghold of deliverance of his anointed. Save your people and bless your inheritance, and be their shepherd and bear them up forever. This is when you feel like death.